Welcome back to our CCX Sports Hall of Fame special. The third inductee for 2019 was a regular visitor to St. Paul for a series of state wrestling tournament appearances. He's one of the top high school wrestlers ever in the area. We welcome 1994 Osseo graduate Pat Smith into our CCX Hall of Fame.
I was very surprised. You contacted me, and it wasn't something I was expecting, and I was very surprised. I showed my wife right away. I'm like, you know, is this real? And she was pretty excited for me as well, and so we talked a little bit about it, and it was just a complete honor.
Smith won 3 straight section individual titles and placed in the top 5 in the state tournament his sophomore, junior, and senior seasons. He capped off his career with a state championship and a dominant 42-win senior year.
Even before I got into high school, I would lay in bed and just dream of the moment of being a state champion, and that was really my ultimate goal in high school. And so I think about it all the time. And my Uncle Bob would push me, my dad would push me, my whole family would push me to do the extra things outside of practice, if that's really what I wanted. To win that state title was a huge accomplishment and something I've always been very proud of.
The state title was the pinnacle, but Pat had some other milestones along the way. He won 165 matches in all, which at the time was the most in Osseo history, since surpassed by Carson Bolzma and Adam Hammer.
One accomplishment that I think that I'm pretty proud of is out of all my, I had 200 exact matches, and out of the 200 I had 100 pins. And so to have half my matches as pins was something I look back on that it's kind of cool. Being on top of the list, considering looking at the names underneath that, you've got the Drogemiller brothers who were very high. I believe they were 2 and 3, and they showed up to that my banquet to my senior year, and to give me an award specifically because of the records I broke were mostly theirs. To see your name atop talent like that and legends that we all looked up to as kids was pretty special.
The things he learned in the Osseo wrestling room have carried deep into Smith's life beyond sports.
Anytime I talk to anybody about what I got out of wrestling, it was all about just life skills. I think of where I'm at today, and sometimes I wonder if I'd be where I'm at today if it weren't for wrestling in general. And then to be part of a program like Osseo back in high school, and having the coaches I had, having the teammates I had the pleasure of being teammates with, you build some tremendous bonds.
On the far side is Pat Smith.
While it was clearly his second sport, Pat also had success in soccer for the Orioles, including playing in a state tournament.
Growing up, I played soccer quite a bit, and as I got into high school, I thought of it as, soccer is a good way to get in shape and condition for wrestling. But I enjoyed the sport. It was fun to be outside. Wrestling, you're in, 9 months out of the year, I'm in a gym. And to be able to go out and play a sport that I really enjoyed playing, and playing with a bunch of guys that were a lot of fun. And
after a season at Northern Iowa, Smith transferred closer to home to wrestle for Division III powerhouse Augsburg.
I felt like I was just moved the Osseo program right into the college level, going into Augsburg. Highly successful. I was there for 3 years, and out of those 3 years, we were national champions twice and runners-up once. And so, having Coach Swenson as, kind of like the Drogemiller of college, and just a phenomenal program.
Though he's been out of the high school sports scene for some time, Pat's career choice of teaching and school administration has kept him involved in local schools.
My first year of college, I didn't really know what direction I was going to go, and my Uncle Bob was a Phi Ed teacher at St. Vincent's in Osseo, and I was back on break, and I went to help. I subbed for him, and during a break, a first grade classroom came out, and the kids sat down to read, and I had a break, and so I just sat down and started reading with one of the kids, and at that moment I just said, this is, I think, what I need to do.
He started in the Robbinsdale School District, the first 7 years as a teacher and coach.
At one point I said I would never thought I'd ever leave the classroom. Loved teaching, and when I was approached by a colleague saying that you should really look into being a principal or administration, I thought they were crazy. Well, based on, my elementary school was closing, and so there was an opportunity to take kind of an administrative role, and knowing that I could do it for a year, and if I didn't like it, I could go right back to the classroom. Well, then I liked it.
Smith is now entering his 8th year in the Osseo School District and 2nd year as interim assistant superintendent. In administrative roles, he keeps the big picture in mind while acknowledging there will be times when everyone doesn't love your decisions.
Parents don't always agree with the decision you make. Teachers don't always agree. Students don't always agree. But if you can build that relationship up with them, for them to understand and believe that you really want the best for them, it's a little easier to get through those tough situations.
His career in education has been highly successful. For Hall of Famer Pat Smith, sports played a big role in getting him where he is today. And it's great to see Pat still involved in local schools. He says he tries to get out to some wrestling matches and other sporting events as much as time permits.
Really a terrific wrestler at Osseo, and you look at all the great wrestlers they had, really the 70s through the 90s especially, and he was certainly among the best. And you saw, when he graduated, he was the top of the list at Osseo.
Yeah, that's an impressive list to be sitting on top of, and something that he's proud of for sure.